As men in particular, we're very good at wearing masks, and me personally, when I was going through some of the lowest points, some of the, the darkest times, I always reverted to wearing a mask.
Oh my Lord, oh my day, I've come a long, long way, and I've been lost in a lonely place. They're recognizing me. Oh my Lord, oh my days, I've come a long, long way.
So hey, it's Paul back with another video, and it's cold again today in London, but I wanted to create another video and this time talk about masks. Now, as men in particular, we're very good at wearing masks, and me personally, when I was going through some of the lowest points, some of the, the darkest times, I always reverted to wearing a mask. I've just finished reading up a really good book by Lewis Howes, Mask of Masculinity. And I highly recommend that you pick that book up, because in that book, it talks about the different masks that we wear as men to showcase our masculinity. So one of them is the material mask, and I can hugely relate to the material mask, because when I lost my dad to suicide, when I felt depressed after that moment, I went out and I bought a lot of material items, a lot of clothes, a car, different, I'd show off maybe in clubs by buying everyone drinks, and I was using material items to showcase my masculinity and to hide the emotional pain that I was going through. And all in all, I was using different masks to showcase masculinity when, in all honesty, I was just using short-term fulfillment, short-term pleasure to mask the pain that I was going through. And we can do that very easily. We can use different masks to hide our vulnerabilities, when really, vulnerability, what I found, is strength. When we can drop the mask, and when we can become, and when we can showcase our true selves, our vulnerabilities, and we don't have to pretend that we're someone that we're not, it's like a huge weight is lifted off your shoulders. When you can actually be you, you worry less what people think, you're more in alignment with what you want in life, you're more motivated, you're more inspired. And it all comes from dropping these masks that we use, that we feel like we can showcase masculinity, where we feel like we can bury and hide our emotion. And again, one of the main ways that we do this is through self-awareness. You have to be self-aware enough to know what masks you're wearing, where you feel like you are hiding your weaknesses, you feel like you're hiding your vulnerabilities. What masks are you wearing? And it all comes down to self-awareness. So I highly recommend that you go and pick up Lewis's book, Mask of Masculinity, and also just reflect on what I've just shared. What masks are you using to protect yourself? What masks are you using to protect your vulnerabilities, to bury that pain and replace it with short-term fulfillment? But at the same time, wearing a mask can actually sometimes be beneficial to you. And I reflected on the book once I read it, and I thought, I've done a lot of that. I've hidden a lot of the masks. I've taken the masks off. I'm not worried about being vulnerable. I'm not worried about what other people, believe in me. But at the same time, sometimes wearing a mask is actually beneficial. And the reason why I say this is because if you can consciously wear masks, because the way that you talk to someone in a business meeting is going to be different to the way that you talk and act around your mum, the way you talk and act around your wife or your girlfriend. The way you mingle with your friends from school is going to be very different to the way that you interact with people at work. So being able to consciously wear a mask, so understanding, matching and mirroring, understanding when you are wearing the mask and maybe being slightly different to adapt to the people around you, it's okay, and it can be beneficial to you. A really good way of connecting with people is through that matching, mirroring system of, reacting to the way that they're behaving, reacting to the way that they are talking. And it's all about adapting into different roles for different people. But it's all about consciously wearing that mask. You don't want to leave that business meeting with the mask still on. You want to consciously walk into the business meeting, maybe with a mask on, to adapt to that meeting, to the person that you're connecting to. But then as soon as you leave it, the mask comes off, because there's no point hiding behind a mask. There's no point hiding behind someone who you truly aren't, because you'll feel fake, you'll feel like a fraud. So there we go, guys. Hopefully this video resonated with you. If it did, let me know in the comments below. I'm about to head to a meeting with a charity called Sanctus that do really good stuff for mental health. let's see how that goes. And then also later on, I'm having a meetup with some guys in my Facebook group. Some of you may be watching this video, only a small one. I'll probably do a bigger one, a bigger meetup in London early next year. I'll let you know more about that in a video coming up, you know, early next year. I'll announce it in January and we'll have a cool meetup. Lots of beer, lots of talking, lots of discussion. No one wearing a mask. Anyway guys, have a great day and I'll see you all very soon.